All right, so some would say that these values are merely individual subjective feelings, right? I think that's probably what, if you brought up this type of argument with other people before, you maybe less now. The postmodernists, what's good for me is good for me. What but doesn't always mean that it's true for everybody. But also, you might be saying, well, you're just as subjective as well with your ideas, and so we all stand on our subjective feelings of ickiness or of it feeling wrong, but we can't say that it is wrong. It just feels that way subjectively. And he says that on this view, we can call the thief's action of a bank robber evil or wrong because I am emotionally repulsed by robbery.
Yeah, so there it is. Yeah. So it's not in. So now what he's suggesting here is that if the fact doesn't automatically get us to a value statement, mm-hmm. maybe the reason why we believe it's wrong is because of our subjective emotional feelings. That's what he's getting at. So this is another, we might say, cause of morality or source of morality, our subjective feelings.
Right. Every time I walk into a bank with a gun out and a bag, the bag magically fills up with cash, and I'm richer. Therefore, it's good because I walk out with something that I didn't have before, right? I mean, that's it. We can't say that it's wrong because that's just your subjective feeling. And so what do we do with that? Well, okay, it's easy enough to describe other people's ethical standards as subjective or emotional, but kind of few of us would, if any, would be willing to describe our own standard that way. Whatever does the most amount of good for the most amount of people, that's what we should do. Well, except that you don't view your standard as only the squishiness that you would say, someone else would say, well, whatever makes me the most happiness is what we should pursue. And I don't care about anyone else, but whatever makes me happy, selfishly is what is morally good, and so I should do that. Well, no, yours is wrong, but mine is right. But we wouldn't say, well, both of us have different standards, then, and we just kind of shrug our shoulders and go on our way, and then the other person robs you because you've got something that they want, and it makes them happy to have it, and for you not to have it. Well, he says our evaluation of robbery is not just our own subjective taste, though. It is a judgment that we are obliged to make and that we believe everyone else is also obliged to make. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean that, well, okay, I stick my hands in my pocket. I wish that person would have the same value statements as I. No, we hold people accountable. In fact, when we were talking about Mitch Stokes's How to Be an Atheist, we critiqued Sam Harris on a similar fashion for if there's no such thing as free choice, if everything is harshly determinative, what's the point of having court? Well, we do it because it's good for society. Well, what does that matter if all things are determined, and it doesn't matter what we say is ethically good or ethically not good, and we have things that we label as crimes that cause people to maybe reconsider their ideas if all things are just determinative. And here, if all things are just subjective taste, why are we holding people accountable for that in a greater society if all things are subjective? Well, then it's just might makes right. And so we can then turn robbery into a good thing if we have more votes than the person that put forth the ideas that robbery is wrong. So what do we do?
Right. Yeah. Good. So, and that gets us to his kind of third source for morality. So far we've seen the question is, what's the source of morality? And the first answer was, well, maybe it's because of the facts, our experience, the facts that we experience in the world. He says, no, you can't get values from facts, right? That goes against what Hume has suggested is the fact value fallacy. Okay, well, then maybe it's comes from our own subjective feelings. Maybe it's how I feel. That's what the source of morality is. And he says, no. I mean, everybody admits that, it goes further than that, than just what I feel, my own subjective, emotional feelings. Robbery is bad. period, right? Regardless of what I feel. Okay, well, then thirdly, it's possible that moral values then are not, individual subjective feelings, not merely the subjective feelings of one person, but perhaps the shared feelings, right, in a given culture. And so culture or society passes down from one generation to the next what's morally right or wrong. So maybe the culture or the society is the source of morality.
Right.
Well, again, he says, as a matter of fact, we don't generally regard moral values as mere cultural taste, right? When we hear of cannibalism, for instance, in a far off tribe, he says, our response isn't, well, I guess that's, what their morality is all about, right? I guess that's their particular taste. Right? No, we don't say that. We say that is wicked, regardless of what their culture or society says, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, notice our subjective experience doesn't get us to morality, nor does our just the facts in the world, nor is it handed down by cultures. Cultures do not determine morality. So he's kind of clearing the weeds away here and meeting all of these attempted sources of morality so that we can get to what he's after.
Right.